Hello friends, welcome back. Welcome in for Elden Ring. To those of you who stuck around, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. It is Elden Ring time. We are back in here and Antspur Rapier awaits. This is quite the rogues gallery of characters now. They aren't unfortunately in order for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I've done a little bit more with deck in the meantime. Crouching. So yeah, we've leveled up deck some. He is level 114 currently. I normally like to get to around 125. I think that's the tipping point at which the runes you need is more like 100,000 per level. But I think deck is doing pretty well so far. He's still got the Mare robe. Prisoner trousers actually go really well with that. The Antspur Rapier and the Frozen Needle have stayed relatively unupgraded from where they were because I need to get hold of Smithing Stone 6s, which is only going to be really easy once we get to mountaintops, unless we do some of Rani's quest line or go to Deep-Root Depths or something. And then the Frozen Needle needs +7 Somber Smithing Stones, which we get from the sewers in Leyndell. So the first thing we're going to do today is go to the Round Table Hold and get our third talisman, because we beat Radahn last stream, so we have 2 Shard Bearers done. And then we're going to go fight Morgott. That's the idea. But yeah, I have put blood tax onto this now, and here's the thing. When you go to the Elden Ring wiki, and it explains how you can add a couple of different status effects to the Antspur Rapier, it recommends using either Seppuku or Poison Mist. And I think the reason is because Seppuku either allows you to deal bleed damage to yourself so that you can build up the damage boost that you get from Lord of Blood's Exaltation, or like it adds it because, you know, as like a benefit of dealing the damage to yourself compared to dealing it to like an enemy, I guess. It allows another passive effect, but blood tax doesn't seem to do that. You can choose the poison affinity, but I don't think the Ash of War still builds up bleed. If it does, it doesn't do it very effectively. And in terms of passive effects, it only gives you poison and Scarlet Rot, not poison, Scarlet Rot, and blood loss. So I've left it on the bleed affinity for now, and we're not using poison. And it does pretty well, because what blood tax does is like 4 really quick stabs, and then at the end of it, they seem to have fully built up a bleed meter, at least in the case of these Albinorics, who probably bleed quite easily. But yeah, we have Frost, Bleed, and Scarlet Rot, which I think is going to work pretty well for us so far. I also really want a hat of some kind, but I don't want to wear this mask because then it hides Deck's face. And I feel like this Finger Maiden fillet is a little bit too weird for the outfit. Like I don't think it quite suits him. So we'll figure out something else. We're not going to do much else at Mohgwyn Palace Mausoleum. We're not going to go and fight Mohg or anything. I think it's time to start making inroads into Leyndell. The other things we could do if we want more smithing stones are go and fight the Fallingstar beasts at both Mount Gelmir and at Selia Crystal Tunnel. But there is another Fallingstar beast up here that I might give a try. We'll see how well we do against this one. I get the sense that the type of damage we're doing is not going to be especially effective. Oh yeah, the other thing is we should go to Round Table Hold. I forgot about that. That was one of the things I planned we should do. Because we need to go and say hi to Enya. And once we beat Morgott, apparently that's when Nepheli and Kenneth Haight move to Stormvale Castle, which makes a lot of sense because the king is dead. So, alright, we have that now. So now we can go and get the 4th one from fighting Godfrey. And I don't really have access to the talismans I want to use yet. We could put Radagon's Sword Seal back on. But if we go into Leyndell and do the sewers, that's where we get access to at least Lord of Blood's Exaltation. And we'll see how effectively we can get hold of that. But that's the plan. We have a plan at least. In the meantime, I did get the other 2 Sacred Tears, so our flasks are now at +10. We have 10 total flasks as well. And I don't think I did a whole lot else, but I just did a little extra exploring to get those last few bits and pieces done. And then I did a lot of leveling up. So at level 114 we should be pretty well over-leveled for Leyndell, but obviously the build is really what matters. Mixed Physic is still doing Strength Knot and Dexterity Knot Crystal Tears. And then this boss is going to be interesting. At least we have Torrent for this fight, but... I could also really use a lot more vigor at some stage. And this thing is not going to be entirely affected by stuff like Scarlet Rot or Bleed, so yeah, the effects I've got on here are not going to be particularly useful as he kills me. But hey, at least there's a stake of Marika there. Oh, you beat Radagon with Small Cats but not Elden Beast? Ah, well, pretty close to the end, though. Pretty close to the end. A fine effort. Oh, okay, yeah, that does hurt. I need to be careful about how many inputs I buffer with the L1, because that's apparently a thing. This guy's trying to help the Fallingstar, and the Fallingstar is like, no! Ow. Okay, yeah, that one got me. That one I was trying to run towards it, so I couldn't quite tell when I was supposed to be rolling. Sliced. Sliced and diced. Yeah, the thing about these thrusting swords is they really don't do a whole lot of, like, poise damage. So I'm still getting used to, like, the rhythm of fights like this and whether or not I can impact anything about what the enemy is doing. And just get used to, like, rolling when I can't. Speaking of rolling. I like getting that guy behind us messed up by this creature that he seems to be, like, attempting to summon or worship or whatever. Control, maybe. give it a couple of quick slashes to the knees. Ow. Give me a quick drink. Oh, and immediately cut down to size again. Toro. Ouch. All right. Successful avoid. A little bit of healing in there as well. Ouch. A bit more healing necessary, perhaps. Yeah, what I'm learning is that enemies like this, who don't really get affected by statuses much, are more or less my nemesis when it comes to this build. Especially when they're so big. Nope. Just the one that time. Oh, ow. Stomped. Stomped. Oh my gosh, I have no heals left. I just realized. And it's the wrong time to be making reckless moves like that. Yep. So close, man. So close. Really just the roll harder type of boss? Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. It might be a matter of taking out the little guys first, just so they don't complicate things. Thanks there, bud. Okay, now we can fight. Now I'm ready to fight. Now I'm even more ready to fight. Now I'm slightly less ready to fight. Good, good. We'll do a couple more tries and then we might skip this one, just go in and do the Leyndell stuff. Because once we get to mountaintops, we can buy smithing stone 6s anyway. I just like going in a little extra prepared if we can. Alright, you. Time to employ a different strategy. Which is get hit by all of its attacks, I guess. the strategy I meant was counterattack. Which seemed to work out pretty well for us there. Didn't take a ton of damage from that one, but still could have avoided it better. Alright, he's too far away to really effectively counterattack after that one. And I gotta remember to roll when the rocks come flying at me, not when he digs his horns into the ground. Okay, you got me good that time. Let's go again. Okay, Jitter got me that time. What she got? Okay, that one was just a 1-2 instead of a 1-2-3. Quick heal, back in business. Let's go. Alright, that one will get some good damage on after. Okay, he came back, but that's okay. Once again, we got slightly jittered on. Alright, one more good hit and we'll be fine. Come on in, bud. The water's lovely. Get wrecked. Somber 5. 5 smithing stone 6s. Alright, we're in business. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's go see Hugh. I think that'll get our Antspur up to plus 15, I think. Oh, we need a couple more smithing stone 5s. Okay, right. And then beyond that, we needed 6s and then a 7. Okay, cool. So I think if we fight the one in Selia Crystal Tunnel... What do we get from that one? Do we get smithing stone 6s and 7s again? It feels like it should be lower than that because this is earlier in the game. Caelid versus Leyndell, but I'm not certain about that part. I unlocked the shortcut when I was here, so we can at least go up that way. Hopefully not get shot at by pests. Yeah, there we go. The finesse of the final blow. Yeah, the jump stabs with rapiers always feel very dramatic. So we'll go through here, we'll kill this guy. And then this one should be slightly weaker than the one in Leyndell, I think. Just in terms of, like, HP. I don't really fight the one by Leyndell very much, so maybe we should work that into the rotation when we're just gathering smithing stones, right? This one also takes a while to get up, so you get a couple of free hits here right at the beginning. Yeah, it's not doing as much damage, which is good. Still has a couple of punishing attacks, and the arena is smaller, but... a lot easier to just wail on. Child's play compared to the last one. Oh, and that gives you Smithing Stone 7s, so that's like completely different. That's wild. Okie doke. I forget what the one on Gelmir gives you then. But that might be 6s again. We'll see. Either way, we're in good stead for going to mountaintops. Yeah, that was a little bit more hack and slash, but it worked out for us, you know? Those moves paid off. We'll go up the left-hand side here, dodge the bear. Get in past the tree sentinels that way, instead of walking up the front drive and getting shot at. I prefer this route now to just going straight up the stairs. There's like one bear you have to avoid, and then the rune bear you can kind of juke around. He's over here toppling trees. The trick I found is you just approach the rune bear, wait for it to see you, juke around, dodge through this gap immediately, and you're basically there. But like, sometimes you can just avoid the rune bear even attacking you. Yeah, definitely less drama this way. Okay, one of the tree sentinels was right there, but he just despawns. Just goes back to his post. Cheers, lads. We'll ignore the gargoyle on the way up here, because I feel like if there's one enemy I want to fight less than Fallingstar beasts with this setup, it's gargoyles. And maybe dragons. I feel like dragons would be kind of a pain as well. The thrusting swords don't have a whole lot of range. At least these two don't. They're great at close range, but with dragons it's basically like attack the leg over and over again. I am kind of curious how the fight with Morgott is going to go. Draconic Tree Sentinel should be a bit of fun. We've got to be up close. But at least he's vulnerable to statuses, I think. A dragon's not weak against piercing damage? They might be. But it's just a matter of where you can hit them. Like, the regular dragons are not so bad, but the ancient dragons, the ones where you can only target the chest or the head, I find really difficult to fight because you can't really lock onto them with a close range melee weapon. The Olympic Torch Graveyard, yes. It's cool because in the cutscene you can see one of them being carried by Snoop Dogg. I say cutscene. There was at one point a story trailer that shows the attack on Leyndell that happens during the shattering. And it shows what some of those giant torch-like things are, and they're just kind of like missiles effectively being fired over the battlements. Okay, yeah, he hit me with that one. That's fair. Okay, we got the bleed. That interrupted the horse. Very nice. I think, honestly, the jumping L1 is, like, our best attack. He had Scarlet Rot, so he would have died anyway if we just played Keep Away, but I like being aggressive in that fight. It's fun. No, I haven't played Black Myth Wukong. I don't plan to. I'm not necessarily like a Souls game player. Elden Ring is just a game that really kind of stuck with me, but I'm not the kind of person who goes in for a ton of games like this. Like, I played Sekiro and I just couldn't get on board with Sekiro. I got up to like the first like flashback memory sequence and didn't play much further than that. But yeah, I gather Black Myth Wukong is like the it game on Twitch right now, so a lot of people who like games like this are playing it. Apparently it really blew up, but heard some bad things. I mean, people are going to enjoy what they enjoy. Like, if people feel like the gameplay isn't for them, then that's one thing, but oh yeah, I always forget that that's multiplayer summoning stuff. One other thing we could do, potentially, if we wanted to get the statuses up on this weapon, is craft some of the grease items. Like, I could put blood grease on it and have poison be the affinity, and that would still work, like, really well for bleed damage and everything. Publisher developer put some strange restrictions on streamers. Oh, okay. So stuff like that, kind of like whenever there's a new Persona game out, and the company that develops Persona is always really weird about what people are allowed to stream when and that kind of thing. Gonna take my usual route through here because I don't really care to tangle with anybody further down. Oh, we got bubbled. I know what that feels like. This time around, I think we might try fighting the Erdtree Avatar, just because I haven't tried fighting one of these with the Antspur yet. And aside from mostly getting smashed, this seems like it'll be a fun challenge. Oh, it's rotted. There we go. Pretty good. See, when you're up against big, tanky enemies like that that don't really dodge or have any kind of... you know, way of stun-locking you, you deal a pretty decent chunk of damage. So we got 85. Yeah, okay, we can make up the difference. I was actually keeping hold of Radahn's remembrance because there's another way you can farm the Albinaurics. Oh, we're like 6 runes off. That's like a squirrel. There's another way you can farm the Albinaurics at the Mogwin Palace bird farming spot that works slightly differently to Waves of Gold, but is potentially just as effective. Just like slightly slower.
I shall depart. Farewell. I shall leave. I wish you luck. I have no.
So Melner's off on her merry way. We're still getting like 50 HP from leveling Vigor, so I should probably continue to do that until we're at least 40. Gonna run straight at this guy for once. Get wrecked. Poke! Oh, and this guy's following up to see what the fuss is about. I'm actually going to hop down here now that I think about it, because this is honestly where we're going to get a couple of helpful items if we want to continue leveling up the Frozen Needle. We're not going to level up the Frozen Needle past +9, because that's the rule for these playthroughs, is the main weapon, in this case the Antspur, takes priority and is the god-slaying weapon, which canonically it is once you've leveled it up to +25. Don't worry about the rats, they're all just milling about just fine. Our main weapon was Surprise and Fear. Surprise, Fear, and the antenna of an ant fashioned into a rapier. Or is it like the... oh no, it's not the antenna, is it? It's the sting. The poke. Anyway, I have a very losable amount of runes right now, so we're going to go and mess with some lobsters. This is where I want to have the, what is it, the cat talisman that you get from Raya Lucaria that prevents you from taking any full damage if the fall wouldn't kill you. Always feels like a good buff to have. Somber 7. We actually don't need Mohg's Shackle from here. We'll get the Smithing Stone 7s from there. We'll continue rolling until we get to this gap. And down here... we'll grab this Grace, and then I want to do some of the scooting around inside of Leyndell Catacombs, because through this door is a boss fight with Esgar, Priest of Blood, I think. And that's a fight I want to do because that gives us the Lord of Blood's Exaltation Talisman. Which is actually really handy. Unfortunately, I will get killed down here, but Isn't the 10 a free Somber plus 10? Yes, but then you have to do Consecrated Snowfield, and I don't think I plan on doing that this playthrough. Unless I want to get the outfit for the Rotten Duelist set, which I was originally considering because it worked well with the Antspur Rapier, but there's plenty of other opportunities to get that armor set. Like, you also get a free Somber 10 from just going through Farum Azula and grabbing the smithing stone right after the dragon that's there. Like in the section where you run down past all of the birds and everything. Man, I thought I wasn't that close. Never mind. Honestly, I should have got Mohg's Shackle just for this bit. But hey, there's a Grave Glovewort 9 if we need it. Wait a sec. There we go. Ah! Nope, 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 nope. Leave me be. I have no quarrel with you. Dread, thanks so much for the 3-month resub. Appreciate it. Oh, hello. Ah, yes, of course. This is the dungeon that, like, fakes you out a bunch of different ways, which is always really funny. In this case, there's just a lot of omens walking around, which is sort of annoying, but I'll be fine. Don't mind me, I'll be fine. I said I'll be fine. No, we're good. This is the weird dungeon that loops. It sort of does. And there are a couple that are like this, I think. But this one... It's funny because we haven't done all of the stuff to... like, make it look like there's a loop here, you know? And so I think this time around when we hop down here, we go this way. I'm gonna grab this. Gonna grab that. I don't think there's an illusory wall in this one. I think there's a section where you have to go backwards. Or there's a section where you have to go up. I forget which one it is. There we go. Let's go down here. Each level looks so you think you've been there, yes. Don't give up. Skeleton. I want to go home, it's pretty funny. Then if I pull this... There we go. So now we go down here, and this is the boss fight. Sort of remembered how that one worked. And this guy is annoying. Because he just kills you with blood loss. He's effectively a Sanguine Noble with a Reduvia, and I think he also has like a Erd Tree Seal or something. Like he has incantations, which are pretty rough to deal with. But he also has 2 dogs, and those are annoying too. And poor peripheral vision, yes. Look at that, we died so fast my runes are outside. Always find that really funny when it happens. So anyway, I think the choice here is to target the dogs, even though he runs at you quickly first. But the dogs won't be able to heal. Oh, and he also casts Swarm of Flies, which is a really annoying incantation. Okay, dog 1 is dead, and I'm trapped against a pillar. Okay. That is a big hood, yeah. Now, this guy's really annoying, but he's worth killing because he drops one of the most useful talismans for a bleed build. So it's worth having. And if we get this before Morgott, then we'll be dealing a ton of extra damage to Morgott every time we use bleed weapons. All of this is going to be hard countered by when we fight Radagon and Elden Beast, but I kind of don't care at that point. Ow, ow, and more ow. Gosh, these dogs are so aggressive. Ow. Alright, the dogs are down. Just me and you, buddy. Yeah, he has bleed, incantations, he has blood flame, magic. He's really the full package. He's basically like if Mohg was an NPC and not like the boss type of NPC. He's what Vare wishes he was. But fortunately I am him, so... That's the stuff. So this is why I got my extra talisman slot, because blood loss in vicinity increases attack power, does not even cover the half of it. It is a very, very good ability. So we're going to go back to Underground Roadside, we're going to get a Somber Smithing Stone 8, and then we should be able to level the Frozen Needle up to +9. Again, I have an amount of runes I would prefer not to lose, but this shouldn't take too long. The Omens who are walking around here will absolutely mess me up. But fortunately, I think I know where I'm going. So I'm sorry that this is going to be a little bit dark. And I'm sorry that the slugs look like poop. I'm pretty sure that's intentional. We've just got to jump over this hole right here. Turn right. Roll so we don't get hit by them. Head down this little ramp. Collect this. Don't get worried about that Omen. I said, don't get worried about that Omen. We run through here, we open this up. There's 2 more over there that I'm going to ignore. And then we'll leave. If we wanted to, we could continue down that way and fight the other Mohg, but I will not. Even though it gets you Erdtree's Favor +1, which is a decent talisman. Now blood tax will really start to pay dividends. Because now we're doing a lot of extra damage anytime blood loss happens near us, which is one of the fun things about having an Ash of War that lets you deal blood damage to yourself. But we don't have that yet because you get it from mountaintops, actually. So the one we've got right now is a perfectly good substitute. The other place we can go... I need to remind myself of exactly where it is, but I did make a note of it. Is Seethwater Cave, because that's where you get the Kindred of Rot exaltation, which is the same thing, but for when you deal Scarlet Rot to an enemy. Really just keeps those buffs going. And yeah, so I feel like the, considering chat's minor obsession with Kindred of Rot, I think that's going to be worth getting at some stage. But as of right now, it could replace Ritual Sword Talisman, because I'm bad at keeping my HP at 100%, but I do like to heal a lot, so I feel like that kind of balances out. Either way, we'll have room for another talisman slot when we fight Godfrey. So that's coming up right now. And will give us a nice preview of how difficult it's going to be to fight Godfrey in person. Instead of like the Zoom call Godfrey we're about to fight. And then beyond that... we will have an extra talisman slot and we'll be able to put the Kindred of Rot's exaltation in there anyway. Which I guess we could probably go and get before the Morgott fight, just because, again, it's going to make us extra powerful if we do that. Come on, throw your axe. You know you want to. Thank you! Completely missed with that last one. Hilarious. We'll do a quick heal. Yeah, okay. It's going to be a little difficult to avoid attacks like that, I think. Because L1, while it is a really effective set of swings, just locks me into a longer animation. So I can't really react to what he's doing in time sometimes. Yeah, I think counterattacks are going to be better. Glad we healed through that last one. Same again. All right. Superman move. Ow. It's got such a big reach. These huge swings. I'm being, like, a little bit reckless with this. I think it's just fun to try it out. Get, like, a test run. Yeah, I do wonder if Winged Sword Insignia is going to make sense. The problem is the better version of that involves doing all of Millicent's questline. So I just have to make do with the one from Leonia. Let me go grab my runes. Nice of him to let me do that. He really goes for the head with that last one, huh? Seriously, dude. Relax game, it's just Godfrey, you know? Come on, dude. Okay, yeah. Oh, so close. Yeah, the problem with this guy, again, is that because he's a phantom, you can't afflict him with any kind of statuses. So, while I have this whole thing set up for, like, oh, we have this new talisman that powers me up when I deal bleed damage, I'm not dealing bleed damage. Throw the axe. Thank you. I'll be over here collecting my runes. Oh, another axe throw? So many jumping L1s, dude. It's a heavy axe. Timing was off. Duh, again. Using it as a fly swatter. And I am an ant, so I mean... Yeah, I need to be playing this a lot more cautiously. I'm just having fun getting in there and doing a bunch of little stabs. Oh, he has a combo into that. Wow. Was not expecting that. He like fully comboed through into another moveset from that one. Alright, this one's a heal. Just gonna get another one quickly in. Nice. Oh, we almost ate it for getting greedy there. What an anticlimactic way to kill him. Alright, nice. He just walked directly into me being like, haha! That's pretty funny. Alright, cool. Yeah, we'll head back to Hugh and get the Frozen Needle leveled up, because we didn't do that before a significant fight, which was kind of a silly move, but hey. First try! And then we'll go fight Morgott.
No. Oh, don't pay me. Just lay out your...
Don't pay you? Fine, I won't. Alright, now that weapon is done, getting upgraded. This one, I still need to quickly look and see if we can get some Somber 5s. Like, I hate to hold the stream up for this, but... not even Somber, Smithing 5s. Smithing 5. Because they're all over the place. Relicaria, Windham Ruins. Like, can I get 2 easily from somewhere? Balcony of Fortified Mana. Oh, okay, we can go to Fortified Mana since we're in Leyndell. We might as well just do that. From one round table hold to another. And then we could do... I tell you what, let's do Seedwater River, because it says there is one in Windham Ruins. Don't know what you missed, but it must have been something. We beat a boss. That's all you really need to know. Yes, we went through Godfrey like a hot knife through butter, which is what chat has decided he's made of, I guess. So there should be a corpse somewhere around here that has a Smithing Stone 5. That's a golden rune, so that's not you. There isn't any corpse there. They said the southern part of the ruins, so I think it might be around here somewhere. It's not that. Definitely not that guy. You see that tree falling over like it was in stop motion? That tree was directed by Ray Harryhausen. I might have to beat the Mariner here just so I can see where it is I'm going without skeletons leaping out of the ground. Don't know where the Mariner went, though. Whatever, let's just go on to Seedwater and we'll get our Smithing Stone 5 somewhere else. I shall take my Smithing Stones elsewhere, sir. Oh, hello. No grace for me then, I take it. Thanks, man. As you were. So that's the Barrage Ash of War, which we won't be getting this time. Because I bought my bow to fight all of the... shoot all of the birds in Mogwin Palace from the Round Table hold, where you can only buy a longbow. So regrettably, that does not have the... Oh, there's a Smithing Stone 5. We got it anyway. Yeah, the longbow doesn't have the right moveset for Barrage. Hey, welcome back, Maybonix. See the water cave. I will actually go and buy a lantern, because I don't remember the layout of this one. It's not one I do very often. But now we've got the Sight of Grace, we can just teleport straight here. But yeah, like running around in the dark like this, not my idea of a great time. This guy has one, I think. It's either this guy or the one on Weeping Peninsula, and I don't have a Grace next to the Weeping Peninsula guys, so... We'll grab it from you. Oh. Thanks for the butterfly, I guess. By the way, chat, I have been watching RT Game and Shenpai's Elden Ring randomizer playthrough, and it has convinced me to do a randomizer at some stage. So we're probably going to be doing one. I don't know if I can fit it into the rotation of these A to Z weapon playthroughs, because there is literally no way of guaranteeing that you get a specific weapon. But you can do a seamless co-op run with the randomizer, and so I'm thinking about talking Ollie the Orion Sound into doing one with me. Because it just looks like chaos. Like, one of the reasons I haven't considered doing them in the past, I think it's been recommended a couple of times, or suggested a couple of times, and I have not necessarily seen the point, because it's another Smithing Stone 5, because it just... I thought it just randomized bosses, or there's one that randomizes, like, the fog gates you walk through, which I think is effectively the same thing. Oh yeah, of course we're poisoned here. But that's sort of the idea, right? Yeah, so... I'm thinking if me and Ollie end up doing a randomizer, it turns out you can actually get the entire, like, game, more or less, from, like, items and the locations of stuff like flowers and crafting materials, to weapons, to bosses, to regular enemies. You can randomize all of that. And so I think it's just going to be hilarious. But I don't think it's going to be something I can do as like an A to Z playthrough bit. Because even with a really common weapon, you know, like even with like daggers or the Lordsworn Straight Sword or something, for a start, those aren't coming up for a long time. But also, it just doesn't seem feasible that you'd be able to guarantee getting a specific weapon, and you would have to go absolutely everywhere in the game to find absolutely everything. And it could be as simple as, like, you know, it got dropped by some of the enemies in the tutorial area, or you get it as starter gear, but it could be like you have to go and fight whoever is in Melania's place in the Halig tree. And Melania could show up as a boss basically anywhere, so that's part of the fun, but I don't think it's as fun really to be searching and searching for like one specific weapon the whole time. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. Didn't expect to hear me mention Shenpai here, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I know of Shen from having hung out in Rey Narvaez Jr.'s community a fair bit. where Shen's like in his chat quite a lot, and they've done collabs on stuff before. But yeah, I haven't really watched many of Shen's streams. I think there was one where it was Ray, Froob, and Shen was playing one of the Yakuza games. I forget which one. I think it might have been 6 or maybe even Like a Dragon. And they were basically trying to coach her through a speedrun or something, and it was hilarious. Like, it was so funny. This is when Kindred of Rot were a double act, by the way. But now we have the talisman, so that feels good. So poisoning or rot in the vicinity increases attack power. So, I mean, right now I'm poisoned. If I was to poison somebody else, even better. But yeah, oh, that's the other thing about the randomizer, is that you can randomize quest items, so you can get a great rune from just like a shop. Like somebody will, like one of the merchants will sell you a great rune, or like the locations of quest items, like key items, can be swapped around with each other, so that instead of picking up the Academy Glintstone key when you want to get into Raya Lucaria, you end up getting like the key that opens the room in Stormvale that lets you progress through the rest of Stormvale Castle. There's so many like wacky things that can happen, and yeah, it was just hilarious watching the two of them play through it. Is there a particular weapon I'm looking forward to using? The next one, definitely. Having played around with the Anvil Hammer a little bit, and the entire concept for that playthrough is that we're going to be an evil character who does a lot of the morally bad decisions in the game, just because I never end up playing that way on my own playthroughs. So my goal with the Anvil Hammer playthrough is to be the Anvillain. But aside from that, I'm looking forward to any of the weapons that I've already used, because I know that I'll do pretty well with them. Like the Spiked Cestus and Moonveil in particular. But honestly, I'm looking forward to basically all of the upcoming playthroughs. Like, it's just going to be really fun playing a lot of this game. Well, I got stabbed. Still always surprised me you don't get anything for that fight. For it basically being... It's not a mandatory Black Knife Assassin fight, but, like... most people are going to want to fight her. You know? Get Godwind. Okay, so for the Morgott fight, we're going to go in without Melina this time. I should probably heal. I forget to rest at that grace to get my flasks back. But yeah, for Morgott, we're gonna go in with poison grease active on the weapon as well, because we don't currently have poison as a an additional status, and we got some poison grease from that last dungeon. So that will basically guarantee that we poison and/or rot Morgott, and we get the damage increase. Have to run and cook, but will listen in as best I can. No worries. Enjoy your dinner. So, with that active, we'll get this. Oh, maybe we can't. Okay, we can't put that on the Antspur now that it's infused, maybe. Fair enough. Alright, gonna quickly show you Morgott's cutscene, because cutscenes are good for thumbnails.
Graceless, tarnished. What is thy business with these thrones?
I was watching a streamer, I forget who it was, so I apologize, but
Godric the Golden.
he was talking to Diallos in Roundtable Hold,
The twin prodigies.
and Diallos has one of those lines that's like, they will rue the day they crossed me, or whatever, and he's like, I love a guy who says rue the day, dude.
General Radahn.
Absolutely love all of Morgott's dialogue.
Luna Princess Rani.
Have it writ upon thy meager grave is such a badass line.
Willful traitors. All.
The tale of House Holslow is told in blood. What a guy.
Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition. Have it writ upon thy meager grave.
What a line.
Felled by King Morgott, last of all kings.
I do love the fact that Morgott's also like, yeah, I'm getting taken out as well. Like, freely acknowledges himself to be the last of all kings. We're getting, like, occasional scratches on him here, but... he's never been one to just sit there and take the punishment, Morgott. He's always moving. Oh, he broke the chair. He broke the chair with the spear. Alright, now is when we do all of the extra statuses. There we go.
Stained by my curse, such shame they cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Oh, wow, we got comboed. Oh no! Grabs! Not the grab! Oh, that was so close. Get the stabs. Yes. Thank goodness for that. I was out of heals. Okay. That's Morgott done. Not bad, not bad. Where's Messiah of Grace? Oh, wait. You have to go and do this quickly first. He says traitors all, but then, oh no, stain on the chair. I know, right? Well, they were all traitors. I think basically all of them attacked the capital at one point. Such an extreme grab. Yeah, I feel like Morgott never ends up grabbing me in these fights. I just have to stay close and get stabby with it. You don't have the right.
Allow me, if you want,
Oh,
to
you don't have the right.
A husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
Got the rolled medallion. Lovely.
Shall I let my hand?
And for the last time, she's going to turn our runes to, in this case, Vigor.
Ambitions.
I do wish it was possible to use golden runes from the Grace. That way you wouldn't have to, like, get up, crush runes, sit down. We just need a 400. I think that should be good. On the edge of my seat there, jolly good show. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so now that's getting us like 26. Like, it's starting to curve down. We will use either Dex or Strength. I think we'll use Dex this time. And I actually didn't end up going back to Round Table Hold and leveling the Antspur either, but we can do that now. Maybe popping Morgott's Remembrance in the process, because that's something I don't think we will use. What's up, Selia Warrior? Welcome in.
Well, I took you no matter it's out your own.
So that is now plus 17. We're going to go and get the bell bearing that can help us buy some more of those from mountaintops. Had a redeem where everyone in chat had to chat as if they were leaving Dark Souls or Elden Ring messages. Nice. Don't give up, skeleton. I do like the message format as a way of finding humor and stuff. Why is it always grass, or why is it always bug? Or whenever there's a stealth section, somebody will write snake, snake, which is just incredible. Like, those are the ones I find funniest. There's a stealth section in the DLC, Abyssal Woods, where I saw somebody leave a snake reference, and I was like, yep, it's pretty accurate for what you're doing here. Just gonna slide on past these guys. We'll see if any of them follow us up the elevator. Liar ahead, yeah. It's always funniest when you see liar ahead, but then you don't see the message saying, like, invisible wall. That always cracks me up, because it's like, you know, the invisible wall message is missing. Oh, this guy decided to run around, I guess. I'm pretty sure he was on the elevator behind me just now. Also, is my nose bleeding? I feel like... Do I have a nosebleed? Smears it all across his face. And also kind of onto the back of his collar there. Deck, you might want to clean up there, bud. Am I going to the DLC area doing these runs? Only if I'm required to do so to get the weapons. The only upcoming run where I will be going to the DLC for more than just a weapon is for the Astrologer's Staff. Because it's the starter gear for the Astrologer, I wanted to do, first of all, a seamless co-op playthrough so that me and ZloyXP can play together and he can experience the DLC for the first time. Which is going to be really fun now that I know a bit more about it. And we're going to do a run where I get all of the sorceries, all of the glintstone sorceries. Which includes the ones from the DLC. So we're going to do Manus Metir, and there's a couple of other places where you get, like, occasional sorceries. But it includes all of the sorceries which require, like, faith and stuff to use as well, so I'm not certain if I'll be statting myself out to be able to use all the sorceries. Obviously, you can't have them all equipped at once either, because there's not enough spell slots, but I am... I'm thinking I'll try my best to at least do, like, an int faith build or something like that. Just so I can use the, like, the Briar sorceries that require faith, and stuff like the Golden Order Fundamentalist ones that require both. Dragon Incantation's my favorite, though. Yeah, we'll do a dragon playthrough at some stage. I mean, the the Sacred Seal that boosts dragon incantations is going to come up at some stage. The one that you get from Fringe Folk Hero Graves. So I figure we'll probably do something dragon-themed around that. But then there's also going to be, like, Faith Arcane builds that favor other weapons and things. So we'll consider those dragon playthroughs if we ever get to it. It's going to be very difficult for me to not just spam Dragon Maw, though, because Dragon Maw is a very fun and incredibly, like, stance-breaking spell. So I end up spamming that one a lot whenever I do a dragon playthrough, which I've done, like, once or twice now. I think we're going to be skipping Blackblade Kindred today because I really don't feel like fighting the gargoyles, like I said, so... This fight's going to be mandatory at some point because I'm pretty sure all of the Blackblade gargoyle weaponry is coming up pretty soon in the B weapons. We'll get the rolled lift grace just in case we happen to come back here for anything related to the snowfield, but for now, somehow managed to tank my way through that attack, and let's elevate ourselves. As usual, we are going to be ignoring Shabriri, but we're probably going to talk to him on the next playthrough. Instead, I'll be heading up here, briefly killing this bird before it becomes an annoyance. Oops. Well, about that. Yeah, glad I don't have to do the entirety of the Forbidden Lands section again, but... Time for revenge. This bird needs to pay the blood tax. I might get this grace, just to have one slightly closer, just so we don't have to do the whole lift again. Also, shout out to the 15 runes I just got from, like, a rabbit or something. Probably one that the birds killed, now that I think of it. Literally sitting on my runes, dude. I was waiting to see if the Ash of War would, like, auto-target, but it does not, so... One down. That'll do. All of the Zamor warriors down here just hear the sounds of birds screeching and dying, and they're like, what happened? Yeah, don't worry about it, guys, don't worry about it. I'll just be down here stealing your stuff. Is Elden Ring open world? It is, yes. Think of it like Dark Souls meets Breath of the Wild. Seamless co-op, you can even play with a friend. There are various other ways that you can play with a friend even without seamless co-op, but... Seamless co-op just lets you play all the way through. Okay. Who are we fighting next? There's something before giants, right? Or is it just fire giant now? Why is it always bug? Yeah, I guess it is just the giant. I know Fire Giant's the main one up here, but I was like, is there something else? Yeah, I mean, we skip the dragon always. Like, I haven't fought that dragon on any of these streams, I don't think. Not yet. Yeah, I was just trying to think if there was anything I was forgetting. Ignore Alice. How little poise damage we do. I've hit it like 12 times or whatever, and haven't even knocked it down yet. There we go. I'll just keep hitting the ankles at this stage. Great arrows, dude. Yeah, I'm not worried about Okina. I'm not worried about Okina. I mean, if we really needed to, we could just skip that fight, but... Charge jump attacks really work for you with light weapons. Can you charge a jump attack? Or just like a charge R2? Or a jump R2? I know that the way you typically deal damage, like poise damage with rapiers, is have something like Impaling Thrust, but I swapped that out on the Antspur. Oh, the other fun thing that I've not actually done yet, because again, this wasn't the weapon for this playthrough, but the Frozen Needle has a really fun charged R2 where you can fire the blade like a projectile. Which I have not yet managed to do anything interesting with. If you attack and backstep... Oh, yeah, the feint attack. That's pretty cool. Come over here and do that. Specifically to this statue, please. Nice. Oh, not nice. See ya. How often do I stream Elden Ring? Basically, every time I stream Minecraft now, I'm doing an Elden Ring stream afterwards. I might not always have time for it, because I do have other stuff to do in some evenings, but... yeah, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays are my Minecraft streams, and these days we're typically throwing in an Elden Ring stream afterwards. I have been doing occasional bonus streams on Wednesdays too, when I have the time. But yeah, Minecraft from 3, Elden Ring from 6 is usually the schedule. I might change that up a little bit just over the rest of summer, because there's still some nicer evenings where it's good to be done with stream while it's still light outside, you know? I've also been seriously considering getting a new controller at some stage, because this Xbox pad is nearly worn out. And I don't know if I rate the Xbox One pads, but I would like to get a controller like this one. Yeah, afternoons and evenings while it's warm and sunny. Yeah, I mean, it's neither today. It's I guess it's warm in the sense that I'm still wearing shorts and it's fine, but like it's a little bit dull and rainy today. Yeah, backhand blades are going to be the first weapon beginning with B. There are quite a few weapons that begin with BA, but they're slightly further down the list. Backhand blades just creep in at number 1. And I've heard people already rate them, so a good introduction to the backhand blade weapon type in general, right? Alright, we're going to go and get the Grace nearest Fire Giant. The one at foot of the Forge or whatever it is. We might need to double back and go to Mount Gelmir so that we can summon Alexander for this fight. But I'm not planning on using Shard of Alexander, so that's not really like essential to the quest line stuff, or to get any gear for the playthrough. Yeah, I've seen Blind Spot is good. Like, it's like Quick Step, but you stay close to them, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. There's a lot of guys fighting around here. The main thing is just to not get targeted by any of them. These two are just occupying each other for now. We'll drink this before it forces us off the horse. There we go. Everyone say hello to Okina. First blood. Joke's on you. If blood loss occurs in the vicinity, I only become more powerful. I'd prefer it being his blood, though. Alright. This is the end of you. Or the end of me. Yep. No, it would have made me more powerful. Tough fight. Again, having to get close to him to do the pokes. That's the difficult bit. And again, my reliance on the power stance combo might be a little overselling it. Very powerful, but dead. Birds trying to get a crit on that giant and discovering that they can't crit with a beak. Alright, I'm more powerful now. Oh, ow. Nice. Oh, we got Scarlet Rot off on him as well. Haha! Stay your blade. Rivers of Blood would be a great alt weapon for me if I didn't already have a commitment to these two. Just with this build, having Arcane and Dex focus is pretty strong, I think. Did I not get the Sacred Tear from this church? Did I just forget about that one? Sure did. Just stopped here, got the grace, moved on. Alright. Onwards to Fire Giant. Although with a brief stop at Round Table Hold, because I now do have all of the equipment I need in order to upgrade the Antspur a little bit more. Corin has been waiting so long to tell me that he's like leaving the round table to go look for Gold Mask. Become a lich now, and a friend can become a lich at no additional cost.
Well, I took you for dead. No matter, it's all out your own.
I mean, I have died several times, but that hasn't stopped me yet. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We need one more Smithing Stone 8. We are so close. We'll get several of those from Farum Azula once we're done with Fire Giant, but first, we've got to deal with Fire Giant. Oh! Here's a thought. Before we deal with Fire Giant, actually, the other thing we can do is travel back here, where at this stage we should find yeah, there we go. After resting a couple of times, Godskin disappears. And if we walk into the past Godric's face, Godric's torso, if we walk into the throne room, we should find Nepheli Lu, Kenneth Height, and Godskin.
It's been some time. I must thank you. For your aid. I told Father I would be with him no longer. I remembered the vow I took when I first became a warrior, so many moons ago. This land is much like the one from which I hail. I will call upon the storm to drive away the foulness that has settled on the winds. Again, I am Nepheli Lu, warrior. Some call me by the title of Lady, but I remain the same woman underneath, though I have now abandoned my former guidance. I cannot express how much you've helped me. Should you become Elden Lord, I would gladly lighten your burden. Farewell, I will remain to summon the storm, but your guidance and your fight surely lie elsewhere.
We also talked to Kenneth.
Safe from Sahar, lady enough such, for the time at which time I raise you, I hope it is. For the time at which time I raising you, I hope it is.
He doesn't give us anything, but then we also have Gostock.
Haven't seen as you can free her, this lady. Still, so I'll let you.
And he now also sells an ancient dragon smithing stone if you want another upgrade, which we don't, but it's nice to have. So yeah, free dragon rocks. We don't even have to fight the dragon in Farum Azula if it flies away. So that's another fun thing. But the main reason I wanted to do that at all is so that Nepheli appears as a summon for the Godfrey and Horalu doubleheader. Because that's going to be potentially a difficult fight when we have to get in so close. And as we've already seen, my reliance on the L1 combo creates a lot of openings for counterattack. So, yeah, maybe we will get an NPC summon. Get a cheeky little NPC summon for that. To try and help us through that fight. For now, let us stroll on through here and face the fire giants. We're going to be aiming for the back foot over here, but fire giant has vulnerabilities to bleed and rot, so really wish I knew how to dodge that on the horse. Oh, come back here with your foot. Nice. I don't think he's even had a chance to, like, pull a flame out of his chest yet. Alright. Okay, this one I want to avoid. And I'm dead. Went really well up until that point, but yeah, apparently taking 2 fireballs directly to the dome is kind of ruinous. No worries. It looks like we've got a decent shot at Fire Giant with this build. Does he take the extra damage because he rips his foot off? I think it might be something to do with blood loss build-up. If it happens before the transition, like if it happened with the last hit that I did, and maybe pulling his own foot off has something to do with blood loss build-up as well. Here's an option, right? If he starts doing the snowplow, there we go. Dodge off it with the horse, get the iframes, easy. Oh, okay, that came off really quick that time. Ah! I was trying to dodge. Yep, I was trying not to get up too fast because sometimes if you're like... If you're rolling to get up, you end up getting thrown into the fire. All status effects other than poise damage are reset during cutscene phase transitions. Yeah, I have no idea. I think it may be that I just did enough like blood loss damage that it was going to register as a second hit, but it just didn't show up on his health bar until afterwards. Who knows? Alright, let's see if this works out for us. Ow. Well, I got hit by fire one way or the other. That's another thing to be concerned about if I'm doing the Ash of War on this one. That's another combo I can't get out of. I hate it when they walk behind like a small obstacle, at least small compared to the rest of the boss. In the case of Fire Giant, and you just completely lose lock on. It's like, I know where he still is. Okay. Bring your foot back down here. Oh, okay. Apparently he took enough damage. I don't know from what, but he did. Yeah, maybe he does take damage there from ripping his own foot off. That seems like a feasible explanation because his health bar does go down. And I don't think I did anything there. Oh, okay, we got really jittery there. Ow. Okay, that's what I wanted to do, just to get those out of the picture. Not sure this is quite where I want to be, but it's where I will be. Okay, we got a bleed. Amazingly, he's so big that that doesn't count towards the Lord of Blood's Exaltation buff because it's not happening in my vicinity. He's literally too tall for it to be like, oh yeah, there's blood loss there. Yo, thanks so much for the raids. Shiv, what's up? Welcome in. Sorry for ambushing you earlier. I'm fighting fire giants, so bear with me and I'll give you a proper welcome in a second. Hope your stream was good. People saying, oh my god, it's pixel riffs. You guys are great. Let's stay maneuverable. Here we go. Alright, going in for that back foot. I'm coming for those tootsies. Ah, no, 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 no. Yikes. I seem to be quite vulnerable to fire with this build, it turns out. Which is a problem because I'm fighting basically the god of fire right now. That's right. Get him in the legs. This guy takes so much damage, oh my gosh. And now he's doing the flamethrower. Oh, this is so bad. On, dude. Bleed already. Oh, seriously, I needed one more attack. Like, literally one more hit will kill him. Come back! Come back, you idiot. Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Okay, 2 tries. Only took 2 tries. Yeah! Well, guys, you came in at the right time. Welcome in. Thank you so much, Shivjam, for the raid. Hope you all had a great stream. If you're new here, my name is Pixelriffs. You might know me from the stuff I do in Minecraft. I do the Minecraft Survival Guide, the Hermitcraft Recap, Empire's SMP, and a couple of other series on YouTube. But here on Twitch, we do behind-the-scenes work for the Minecraft stuff, and right now, I'm on a ridiculous Elden Ring kick, because the DLC came out, so why wouldn't you be? And the goal here ridiculous though it sounds, is to beat Elden Ring with every weapon in the game in alphabetical order. Now, there are 408 weapons in this game as of the DLC, so it probably would take like 8 years for me to do this if I did a playthrough every week. But what we're doing is just seeing how far we can get. And right now I'm on the Antspur Rapier, which is the 7th weapon that begins with A. I've previously done the Academy Glintstone Staff, the Alabaster Lord's Sword, the Albinoric Bow, the Albinoric Staff, the Ancient Meteoric Ore Great Sword, and Ansbach's Longbow. The last two being DLC weapons. So it's going to be this, and then Anvil Hammer, and then the list goes on, right? So we're having fun, is what we're doing, and I basically want to do this just to challenge myself to use weapons in Elden Ring that I wouldn't normally consider using, because a lot of people absolutely love some of these other weapons that I have just never touched. Like the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword playthrough was literally my first time using a colossal weapon, and because we had to get to the DLC to use it, I picked the Great Sword from Caelid, the one that's like the Guts Berserk reference, and it was literally my first time ever using that sword, where a lot of other people go for that sword and main that sword. Obviously, Bloodhound's Fang gets a lot of love lately. On the Ansbach's Bow playthrough, we actually speedran to the DLC using a method I found on YouTube, on the Soul Obsession YouTube channel, and that took like 2 hours to beat Moog and get to the DLC, which was kind of amazing. And that is the method we'll be employing in future DLC runs, I think. But now we're about to burn the Erd Tree.
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair.
So, spoilers. Sorry about that.
Indiscriminate. Are you prepared to commit a cardinal sin?
Hey chat, are we ready to commit a cardinal sin? Y/N. So much fun seeing all the different weapon styles. Yeah, this is my first time using, like, thrusting swords, like rapiers as well, so...
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment.
A lot of Ys in the chat. I mean, good. Let's do this. I'm going to show you guys the cutscene in full, in case you haven't seen this, and also because I'm uploading these to YouTube, so if you missed any of these runs and you really love a specific weapon and you want to come back and watch like a specific playthrough, I've only done 6 so far, this is the 7th, but it's all on my Pixel VODs YouTube channel, not on the main channel, although if I get significantly far into this, I might put like a YouTube short up, being like, I've beaten Elden Ring with all the weapons that began with A, or whatever, because it's fun to share that stuff. All kinds of cardinal sinners in the chat. Of course, if you have to raid and run, I completely understand. If you need to go and take care of yourselves, thank you so much for dropping in. Drop a follow while you're here. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, with occasional bonus streams on Wednesdays if I have the time.
O Erd Tree, you shall burn.
Gotta do some work, but lurking as you always do. Hey, no worries. It's all good. No, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for the raid again. And yeah, I'll continue to check out your Elden Ring streams when I'm able, because it's always fun to see people play this game, especially for the first time.
Burn for the sake of the
And it seems like your playthrough is happening the same way my first playthrough did, where I was like super thorough about all of the quests. I didn't get to do all of the stuff with Selen the first time around. Like, I fully missed that. When I found a second Selen in the Poison Swamp in Weeping Peninsula, I thought it was weird. And then I saw a player message that said something like, you know, traitor ahead or whatever, so I killed her. And it turns out that was about Jaren, so I mean, who knows, right? But in my own time, I did like an all quests run and like all bosses and stuff, so I think I know most, if not all, of what's going on in this game now. I need to remember I'll always miss things, and that's okay. Oh yeah, entirely. Like, I missed so much stuff my first playthrough. I didn't even go and fight Moog. Like, I missed the entire Lord of Blood section of the game because I thought it was something that was going to like screw up my endings or whatever. Like, it was going to irreparably change what happens, because the way Dark Souls works, from what I gather, is that you align yourself with a specific group of NPCs, like you said, a covenant with people or whatever, and that sort of changes how other people relate to you. And I thought Elden Ring was going to be the same, and it turns out it's not really. there's not many things you can do where you severely mess up the rest of the game for yourself, the exception being Frenzy Flame. And yes, you can get it in New Game Plus if you miss a quest. Although, I don't know, I don't typically do a lot of New Game Plus, especially with these characters now, because the goal is to set a fresh character with every single playthrough, instead of get up to, like, New Game Plus 400 with whatever, like, Zweihander or final weapon we end up using. Because, honestly, I can't imagine wanting to do a New Game Plus playthrough with just, like, a dagger. That would probably be the worst, and we'd probably be on, like, you know, close to 80 at that point or something. I mean, the club has got to be fairly far down in the list of weapons that begin with C, so, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be running our way through Farum Azula in the usual fashion, avoiding beastmen where we possibly can. Getting beasted. I'm going to die in this room, but that's okay. I found a grace. I tried my best. But I think we will be able to get our runes from here anyway. And now that everyone's come in and I've been running through the intros and stuff, I'm going to take a very short break just to run to the bathroom. I'll only be a couple of seconds, so be right back, folks. Okay, we're back. Hello, hello. One thing I realized that I could have done while we were in mountaintops is get hold of the Seppuku Ash of War, which is over here somewhere. I think it's one of those invisible scarabs that drops it. So I need to find that. And I think it's along this edge of the lake, although chat can correct me if you know where it is, because it might be useful to just get there sooner or quicker. The left side, so like over that way. Mostly just don't want to run into the dragon. It's like out here. Yeah, this is not one I typically bother with. I've explored this area pretty thoroughly in like old playthroughs, but that was some 600 hours ago. Is it like out here somewhere? Well, the dragon's found me. Oh, don't want to go off the edge. Oh, I thought I heard the tinkling of the scarab. Turns out it was just the dragon. Yeah, we've gone past it. It's going to be around here somewhere. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get absolutely destroyed by Borealis. Like, it's around here somewhere. I'm like, can the dragon kill it for us? The problem is I can't tell which way north is anymore because I've got the dragon chasing me, so I can't see it on the map. Go away. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see the trails. Yeah, okay. It's like around here. Alright, cool. We can stand here and stab it. We should get a decent view of it running up on us. There we go. Okay, so now we have that, we can go back to Farum Azula. Thank you, Karen, for the GPS there. So the thing with this is we throw this on here. We can get poison buildup and scarlet rot buildup, but the way the Seppuku Ash of War works it improves ability to inflict blood loss. So effectively, if we do this, we get 60 seconds in which we can inflict blood loss, poison, and rot. I don't know if I want to do that versus using blood tax, because I think blood tax is really good at bleed. But I just wanted to check in with the description of that for like how it worked to inflict multiple statuses, because there were several misleading statements about that on the wiki. Yeah, you can use Poison Mist, Ash of War with Blood Affinity. Yeah, that's the other option. But then that relies on Poison Mist hitting, right? Unless Poison Mist does stuff to your weapon as well. I forget how that part works. Oh, it does imbue the blade with poison? Oh, okay. That makes sense. See, that's just such good attack. Excuse me. It's okay, we got the grace. We're fine, we're fine. Everything's fine. Just making a beeline to Godskins at this point. And I have been splitting my stats between Vigor, Strength, Dex, and to a certain extent Arcane. So I haven't had like a 3-stat build like this for a while. Oh yeah, Somber, okay, yeah. So I haven't quite been able to push the Vigor up quite high enough or completely cap out on Strength or Dex. So there's a couple of these which are a little dicey. But we'll manage. Rest here to make sure nobody shoots crossbows at me, and then head down for Banal. I also don't have a Great Rune activated, so we might get Godric's or Radahn's just for the sake of having that extra buff. Especially for some of the later fights like this, right? Heck yeah. That guy got womboed. Good gold pickle Maliketh and Godfrey for extra runes. I mean, you're assuming that I have a gold pickle Falfoot available, which I don't think I do. Yeah, I'd have to get the I'd buy them from patches or get the crafting recipe, but even then I am not always that good at timing them. But yeah, I could just farm some more birds as well. Like, that'll work out for me. Ow. Well, Apostle is almost dead. That was pretty good. I didn't realize I was taking that much damage for a second there. By the time I was, it was too late. See you later, Vinka. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. But yeah, it looks like this fight's going to go pretty well. Where's Banal? There he is. Banal, you absolute legend. I was already in for the kill. Alright. Time to use some hefty pillar strats. Oh no, he belly bounced me. Oh, that was close. Oh, sounds like Apostle's dead too. Good job, Banal. Yeah, that's right. Alright, who's next? Which one do we get back? I'm going to say probably Noble. Oh, I was wrong. This one was the nightmare fight for you. Oh, it's really rough. Especially with them constantly coming back the way they do. But, having somebody else in this fight makes it so much easier, whether it's Banal or a Spirit Ash summon, even the Mimic tier, you know. Banal might be about to die, actually. When you're ready. Get him! Oh no! Okay, fair enough. Alright, one more round with Apostle. Oh, just. He was going to kill me with that last swing. I had no more heals. Alright, we got it. Not bad. Little close. A little close. I'm really curious how we do with Maliketh, actually, because Maliketh is vulnerable to a lot of statuses. It's all just about whether I up my strength. I get a little bit of physical defense from that as well, so that's probably a good thing. We get a tiny bit more damage from Arcane, but the other thing is we need a bit more vigor, ideally. Well, no time like the present. Let's soldier on. I should also find a decent substitute for the Ritual Sword Talisman, because, as aforementioned, I'm not spending a huge amount of time at max health in these boss fights. Just gonna avoid getting attacked by this guy. Run on through the doors, put a little bit of distance between me and him. Sorry if it got kind of jittery there for a sec. No. I don't know why I'm bothering to fight this guy, but I will, for my own pride. And for a handful of old fangs. Yeah, I think Winged Sword Insignia probably, just because of how much extra damage we're doing. Like, if I cared to do the entire Millicent quest and go to the Halig tree, it would be Millicent's prosthesis, but Winged Sword is going to be as good as it gets, I think. Why am I killing them? Because it's a game about killing things. And sometimes it's more fun for me than just running straight through the level. If Maliketh was easier than this, maybe because I didn't know how many times Godskin Duo were going to revive yet. You can get Millicent's prosthesis after giving her the thing and killing her in the Erdtree Gazing side of Grace. I think at the very least you can kill her if you go up to Windmill Village and do the whole thing there, but I don't know if I want to either way, really. That sounds like something the Anne villain would do. And it would be even worse that he did it because he doesn't even deal attacks quickly. The Anvil Hammer's a huge weapon. Birds are the worst. Birds are genuinely the worst. Hate the birds. Don't really like the birds. Never a big fan of birds, personally. Got bird feeders up in my garden, but mainly so I can shake my fist at them. Want to give her a fair fight at the end. I don't want to just stab her unprovoked. Yeah, yeah. See how well it can go if you're actually paying attention. Or if the birds do things which are at all predictable. Get a little blood loss bonus from that one. Turns out if you just look straight in front of you and stab, you actually hit them. Who knew? Working this out right at the end of the game. But it's not like we did Storm Veil or anything anyway, so I mean... It genuinely makes it feel so easy sometimes. When all of the dodging and stuff that you're trying to do. It would be easier to just go on the offensive. Watch as this dragon is going to kill me as soon as I get up here. Because the ancient dragons are all like this. And it usually opens with a flamethrower attack. And then it zones you by knocking you over. There we go. We're not going to get the Somber because we're not going to level up the Frozen Needle. And we'll take out these guys. Nice. And finally one more over here, for whom we have to basically run over the top of this perfectly. And then not get hit by his frisbees. Nice. We do a little fusion dance with him at the end there. Then this guy I was going to say roll past, but I didn't, so... I will heal, which will probably be my downfall. Farewell! Is there something on my face? I think there's something on my face. Of course, we do have the Draconic's Tree Sentinel to deal with before we fight Maliketh. So let's see how that part goes. Before that, though, we do have a couple of remembrances we can break to level up. Found the Sentinel harder than Maliketh. A lot of people do. I've never found him more difficult than Maliketh. If I find him difficult, I find Maliketh difficult. Okay, we get a bit more physical defense, or we get a bit more vigor. Honestly, yeah, I'll still go physical defense. Do I have enough smithing stones to put another level into this? Oh, I do. Okay, cool. We will briefly return to Table of Lost Grace, just to give ourselves any advantage we can. Corrin is dead. Spent so many attempts on the Sentinel and Maliketh died on my first attempt. Yeah, I know, right? It always happens that way. You're just like, I'm done with this. Okay, so we need a few more of those, but we can buy them now that we've done the Godskins fight, so let's just quickly do that. Oh yeah, of course, we might need a little extra cash for that, so let's actually use Godric's Remembrance. And for this, we will need... okay, we do need more cash after all. It's not quite enough for 2 more. Alright. Yeah, okay. Let's go shoot a couple of birds at Mogwin Palace. Just so that we have enough to buy and then use those smithing stones. And also the plus 25. We got 2 flails now. Oh, wrong one. Normally I'm using just the one weapon. I don't tend to power stance on these playthroughs. At least I haven't frequently. So, oh. Yeah, it's kind of funny that most of the time I just put a weapon in my second-hand slot, whereas with this, I'm like, I need to switch to the bow if I equip it to the left hand. Didn't know you could do this to the birds? Yeah, this is how I farm runes. This is how most of the Elden Ring community, I think, actually farms runes. Obviously, if you want to run around and fight all of the bosses, it saves you having to do stuff like this, but on faster playthroughs where I don't want to go around beating all of the Remembrance bosses and a ton of the minor bosses as well, I come here, I farm runes. And with the Gold Pickled Foulfoot and the Golden Scarab Talisman, the regular birds get you like 17,000 runes per bird. It is quite difficult to hit them through this spot in the tree for some reason. There we go. And the ones with golden eyes, like this guy, get you more like 80k. Like, I don't have the... I don't have the Gold Pickled Foulfoot active, so I only got 66, but 80k is worth having. For farming, you just waves of gold all the Albinox on the slope. Yeah, I mean, you can do that if you have the... if you're in New Game Plus, basically. Like, if you have the Elden Beast Remembrance already. Which on this playthrough, I do not. I do, on the other hand, almost have enough runes to level up again, so maybe we'll do that before we lose them to the Tree Sentinel or Maliketh. But that is one fully upgraded Antspur Rapier. That's another one of the conditions of these playthroughs, is that I'm trying to fully upgrade the weapon before we use it to finish the game. It's not essential, but it is fun to do. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, I think this one we are putting into strength. If we can go 50-50 on strength and then have a bit more put into vigor, I think we'll have a good time with that. So, Tree Sentinel and then Maliketh. Really curious how Maliketh is going to go, considering his status vulnerabilities and the fact that he kind of has a glass jaw. I think once we get to a convenient point, I might go and get the winged sword insignia. Ow. Just because, like, even fighting this guy, I'm not at full health right now. So the ritual sword is doing nothing except occupying and wasting a talisman slot. I was healing right as he hit me. Really unfortunate. I think now would be a good time to go and get the Ritual Sword Talisman. It's nice and easy to get to. It's like a one Cleanrot Knight fight. We will hop to Leyndell Lakeshore and ride from there. Haven't watched all the playthroughs, missed quite a bit of the game. It has amazing design. This guy looks so cool. Oh yeah. There's so many little details to this game too. Like the fact that that guy is a Draconic Tree Sentinel, and so his horse's whole like bridle and livery and whatever is all dragon themed. Like the reins have little wings hanging off them and stuff, and it's like the sheer amount of, for want of a better term, like production design, I guess, that's gone into this game is truly incredible. The attention to detail is huge. This time we actually have a lantern for this. So this is going to be a super easy fight. And I say that now, and I'm probably just going to bottle it or something, but this is very early in the game. So, like, one poke and this guy goes down very easily. And we just got to run along a series of narrow ledges. Jump this one. Probably kill that guy. Just so we don't get poison things chasing me. This is one of the talismans I usually go and get very early in my playthroughs, because my main character, I usually end up doing a Spiked Cestus build with low gear and getting very poisoned on my way through here. But yeah, Blue Dancer Charm, Winged Sword Insignia. You get so much value out of going unarmored with Spiked Cestus. we actually went through his guard. That's not bad. Okay, so that's going to be much better than having the Ritual Sword, because Your attack increases with successive rapid attacks, and we are doing successive rapid attacks basically anytime we hit anything, so... Not bad, not bad. Anyway, back at Farum Azula. We're going to try our best to take out the Tree Sentinel this time. Might be worth getting the Turtle Talisman too. Honestly, I think I might just farm a few more birds and put a bit more into stamina, because honestly, endurance isn't a stat I level very often unless I'm doing a heavy weapon build. And, yeah, I put like 0 points into it this time around, I think. Working our way up through the gears right now. Of course. Just flattened. Yeah, it's not even... I don't think stamina is necessarily the problem. It's just me being able to time my rolls well, because I can't cancel out of the animation once I've started attacking with the power stance moveset. Like, you attack rapidly, but you have to finish the series of attacks, and it leaves you kind of vulnerable. Something to keep in mind. Staying on the shield side worked pretty well that time, huh? Yeah, see, that's the stuff I need to... You're done. That's the stuff I need to avoid, like... committing to an attack right when he's about to swing down. The horse is a cheetah. It is. Very cool design, though. I think it's just fundamentally so cool how much of the level you can see from each other part of the level in this area. Like, you look out from any balcony and you just see where you've been or where you're going. And there's still so much of the level hidden from you, but, like, you're literally coming down in a spiral, much like everything else in this game. The whole thing is a spiral, right? Like, the Lands Between is a spiral. Admittedly, you don't start on one point of the spiral, but it's all in that shape. It all kind of spirals inwards towards whatever was here. Probably Farum Azula, actually. A lot more spirals in the DLC, too. I mean, we're literally standing next to a spiral of wind. Like, the FromSoft tradition of being able to see the endgame arena from the start? Yes. Yes. I mean, even Limgrave, you see the Giant's Mountaintop Forge from the first step, right? What's up, man? Okay, so this is the concern here, is that I don't have a great deal of armor. Maliketh's whole thing is hitting like a truck, so... Okay, we're on phase 2. And once again, I remember how much I dislike this phase of the fight. Keep coming, dude. Yep. We did pretty well there, though. Honestly, being a melee build again as opposed to a bow-only build is kind of nice. It's kind of nice to just be able to roll behind him and still feel like you can attack, which I never feel like I can do with bows. That is a dog. Big dog man. I think fighting Gideon's going to be really fun as well. If we can finish this stream on Gideon again, I'll be happy with that. Ow. He got me with the pocket sand. I also forgot to drink my physic flask before coming into the arena, so just going to take a hit for that. Didn't jump at the right time. Pocket sand follow-up. Animation speed is the absolute bane of my life for some reason with this character. Like, it's how long my attacks take to finish before I can roll, how long the drinks take to finish before I can roll. But yeah, we're still in a position where I can go and activate a great rune and get +5 to all my stats, or get a decent chunk of health and stamina. We still haven't hit the soft cap on either strength or dex, so... Although we probably do with the physic flask, right? Saw the impact from that on the other side of the pillar. That's wild. Oh, no pocket sand that time. Oh, there it is. He delayed it. Delayed attacks in Elden Ring? Okay, phase 2. Took a ton of damage from that one, but we'll deal, I guess. Okay, in he comes. Let's look for a counter. Oh my gosh, Azuma! Azuma, you've raided me at such a high-pressure time. Thank you for the raid, though. Hello, friends. Welcome in. I will do a full introduction in a second, but we are currently on one of the more difficult bosses in Elden Ring. This is Maliketh the Black Blade, and he is a very cool-looking guy who is dealing a lot of damage to me right now. Especially when he does that, an attack which I absolutely hate because it drains your health afterwards. There we go. Hi, friends! What were you up to today on stream? Was it Hermitcraft today, or was it something else? Yeah, we are fighting an anime right now, yes. This is a very anime character. Shapes 2. Nice, nice. Nice to see people dipping into some variety games every now and then. I've been playing Elden Ring after my Minecraft streams from the Fantasy Minecraft SMP. It's nice to have a bit of variety. Hope you all had a good one. If you need to raid and run, I completely understand. But if you want to stick around, that's welcome too. I'm going to be wrapping up on this boss probably. Like, if I can beat it, then great. If not, no worries. We can come back to it another time. I might stream a bit more of this on Sunday after my usual Sunday Minecraft stream. Really need to stop committing to attacks that I can't avoid anything afterwards. Okay, that one I'm okay with. That one, not so much. I genuinely pressed the button there and it didn't drink, and I'm quite happy that it worked out that way, because it would have been a lot worse for me if I'd actually done that. Okay, not bad. We're on phase 2. I might actually show the cutscene for this one, because I never get to use this one. I take a little bit of the footage from these cutscenes, grab a frame I like, and use it for the thumbnails when I upload the VODs.
Become my blade once more.
And also, this is an incredibly anime cutscene, so... with an Italian cold steel cinquedilla that becomes a much larger blade. And also, I guess, burns all his armor off. Well, not his armor, but his robe. There he is. Big dog boy, ready to fight. Has a fun lead into the music. Didn't drink my physic flask for the first fight. That's probably why I took so much damage. I hate the moments where you actually have to, like, drink through the damage over time that you get afterwards. No! No, I overcommitted. I overcommitted. I hit the button twice and I didn't even land once. Anyway, let's try one more time. Now we've seen the cutscene, that's all we needed to do. Just got to do this run again. We have so many options for making this fight easier, though, so... I'm also not going to worry about collecting my runes, because I think I lost them at some stage in this anyway. I was literally close enough that time that I got hit from behind by that attack. Like, I was so close to actually effectively jumping over them and just kind of didn't at the end there. There we go. That's the stuff. I mean, all the damage we're taking afterwards, not so great, but, like, we jumped the one attack. It paused there because it was trying to work out whether or not I died. And it turns out I did. Yeah, we have rune arcs, we have summons, we have improving my armor set, because right now I have light armor. Doesn't really do a whole lot of physical damage negation compared to some other armor that we've got. And right now, equipment-wise, I am a medium load, so it doesn't really make a difference whether we're using anything. I could put my old prisoner mask back on. Could put on Royal Remains for now. I honestly don't think the Royal Remains armor set feels great to use. I'm going for Fashion Souls. We can tell this. But, like, even, like, the healing over time effect of it, I find kind of annoying, and the stats are okay, but, like, the stats aren't necessarily going to save me in this fight, you know? Yeah, in terms of, like, healing over time versus damage over time. Well, this one is doomed from the start, but, you know. Let's follow through with it anyway, because we need the practice. Okay. Not too bad. That's where you want to be at the end of that attack. To counter. All right. He caught me slipping. Okie doke. A couple more attempts and then I think we'll wrap up for the night, but then we could feasibly do this and the last few bosses as a bit of a boss rush on Sunday. I could do a little bit of leveling in the meantime, but we could also go and grab, like, great runes, upgrade summons, just prepare our toolkit for the eventuality that we don't make it through. How did you just notice the ability is called Blood Tax? It's an Ash of War that I put on this. And then I'm not using all that much, but again, it commits me to, like, a very specific series of stabs that I don't always have the time to fully execute. Like this. See? Didn't work out so great for me that time. Wow, didn't even jump that time, just ran straight through it. Is that a dust tornado in the background? Yeah, it's a giant storm that basically sits here eternally with the city crumbling around it. There's a big dragon in it somewhere. Doggo needs a snack and a nap. Dude, I need a snack. I need some dinner. I think we'll call this our last attempt for the evening. This game is very good at making you want to continue fighting bosses until you win, but I can also feel my concentration slipping, and I do need to eat something. Come back out this way, please. Unbelievable. Okay, we got to phase 2 again. Immediately took a ton of hits that I didn't want to. Healed at a not too great time, but... and then anticipated the wrong attack. So now we're out of heals entirely. Something tells me this isn't my attempt, but we'll make it work. And then it'll kill me. Alright. Well, we will pick up next stream fighting Maliketh, and then going on to Gideon, Godfrey, Radagon, and Elden Beast. And that is where we shall leave it for today. So, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you once again to Shiv Jam, Ricky Roy, and Azuma for the raids. I guess Ricky Roy was at the end of the Minecraft stream, but either way, appreciate all the raids today. We're going to be sending you folks on to somebody else who's streaming here on Twitch. Let's see who's live. Cool. Yeah, okay, we're going to raid into JoJoy, who is streaming her first time with Elden Ring and is having a great time doing it. No spoilers, and fair warning, the channel is intended for mature audiences, so probably adult language, adult conversation, that kind of stuff. But it's nice to spread the love around the Elden Ring community, especially since we got a raid from Shiv Jam earlier, who's also been playing Elden Ring. So a couple of streams for you to check out if you're into this stuff. But yeah, keep things spoiler-free since it's JoJo's first time playing. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back on Sunday with some more streams for you. Probably Minecraft, probably Elden Ring. We'll see what we get into. But either way, thanks so much for hanging out today. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye for now.